break through and get enough base, I'll sell some merch, and then I'll rinse and repeat. Keep doing that process until it comes time where they could do a show and they could sell tickets. Then I'll add a show in there, rinse and repeat. Do another project, do the same exact play, add something else, rinse and repeat. Simple as that. Easy process.
And all of that money that you're bringing in from all that work that you did, you should be reinvesting in
Reinvest. Everything you have, you should be improving. Not only yourself, but your equipment as well. Get rid of that old ass camera. Get you something new so everything look crispy. Like when you scrolling through the timeline and everybody else posting from their phones or posting in 1080, and then you hit them with some of that shit that's like, nigga, what is this? It changes everything. You know the difference when you see some 6 and 8K content. Yeah. Some feel different. You feel me? Yeah. So definitely reinvest all your profits. Reinvest it into things that's going to make you more money by running ads so people stream your shit, selling merch, because that brings you more profit. But yeah, reinvest all your profit, especially early.
Just wanted the secret sauce. Here it is. This is the ultimate sync licensing cheat code that I guarantee you nobody's told you about yet. God, they're going to hate me for this. But whatever. Okay, so go to Instagram, type in Guild of Music Supervisors, okay? Scroll down on the post and look at all the tagged people that are in this. These are the top music supervisors in the game that have been winning awards for their music and TV shows and films and commercials, etc., etc. You simply go to their profiles or just type their name in, space, music supervisor on Google, and you can find all of their emails. So once you have all those emails gathered up, you write up a nice message introducing yourself, ask them if there's any shows that they're currently working on that they need music for, ask them if they can start sending you briefs. But do not, and I cannot stress this enough, do not send them music. It's the number one thing. Do not send them music.
Don't send me music either.
They're going to ask for music from you as a sample, right? And then if they like what you send them, once they request it, they'll put you on their brief list and you'll start getting briefs for TV shows. And it'll have budgets and references and everything that you've been looking for this entire time. Now, if this video doesn't get shared 1,000 times, then I don't even know what I'm doing on TikTok, because this is the ultimate value video right here. This is how we get syncs. This is how we get syncs. So go do this.
A lot of artists don't notice, but TikTok has its own distribution company called SoundOn, and they give you 100% of your royalties the first year. And after the first year, you keep 90% of your royalties, and they take 10%. But in exchange for that 10%, they help you monetize your music on TikTok and spread your music a lot further. So you guys tell me what you think about this. Would you use it? Personally, I like it a lot. I think it's a great platform for people who use content to promote their music, because if you're able to post a lot of content on TikTok and you're using their distribution company, they'll push out your content a lot more and your songs will get more streams.
This is how you can blow up your music video on YouTube. You're going to go to Google Ads, create a new campaign without goal guidance, select video views, name your campaign, set a daily budget, select what countries you're going to target, then select placements, go to the music artist page that you sound similar to, copy and paste all their videos from their YouTube channel, paste them into the placement section, paste a YouTube link to your music video, and click create campaign.
Here's the best way to roll out a single in 2025. First, you're not going to tease it a lot. You're going to make like 1 or 2 teaser posts at most. Then you're going to drop the single with a video. You need some sort of horizontal video on YouTube. That always dramatically helps the streams, even if the video is fairly basic like a visualizer. On release date, you want to drop a music video snippet or some sort of vertical video content you created, and then also release the music video. And then a few hours after you drop all that, go live on your biggest social media and talk to the fans. Then you're going to create like 30 pieces of vertical video content that you roll out day after day after day to drive the hook of your song into people's heads. In addition to that, you're going to want to build a playlist with your new song at the top, and then some of the bigger artists in your genre and some of your friends in your genre, and then go out and promote that playlist. That helps the algorithm know where to sort you. It's a lot of work, but take that process, repeat it every 6 weeks, and you'll seriously grow. Follow for more, DM for private consultation.
The composition and the sound recording are the two copyrights in every single song. The composition copyright, which is the publishing side, protects the underlying song, which are the lyrics or words and the music. And that copyright is owned and controlled by the songwriters that created or wrote the words and the music. The sound recording copyright, or the master side of things, protects the actual recording of the song, and that's owned and controlled by the label or the independent artist. Now that you understand the difference between the two copyrights that every song has, here are the 7 different royalties that a song generates. First, the most common royalty that most of you are familiar with, and that's the streaming royalty. Anytime your song is streamed on platforms such as your Spotify, Apple, Amazon, etc., the person that owns that master is paid a streaming royalty that ranges from 0.003 to 0.008 cents a stream. Now, those streaming platforms such as your Apple or your Spotify do not pay the artist directly. Instead, they pay the royalty to a distributor such as your CD Baby, DistroKid, or TuneCore. So the person that uploaded that song to that distributor is the person that collects the streaming royalty for that song, which is usually the record label or an independent artist. Are you collecting all 7 royalties that your song is earning? Did you even know that there's 7 different royalties that your song actually earns? Well, most artists upload their song to the distributor, they sit back and wait for those streams to come in, and when they get that check from the distributor, they complain because they haven't made any real money from those streams. However, streaming is just one of 7 different royalties that your song earns. In order to collect all 7 of your royalties, you need to understand what each royalty is, when you get paid, and how you collect each royalty. Now, if you're only collecting your streaming royalties, meaning the only money that you're getting paid is from that distributor, that means that you have money that is owed to you, and it's just sitting there waiting for you to tell them where to send your money. I'm going to break down the 7 different royalties along with when, where, and how each royalty is collected. To better understand how and why each royalty is paid out, you have to first understand that a song is considered intellectual property. Think of it like an invention. The person that created that invention is considered the copyright owner. And the same holds true with music. The people that created the song are considered the copyright owners. The government has laws in place to protect your invention or creation. There's also a mechanical royalty. Anytime the song is reproduced in some form, such as vinyl, CD, download on iTunes, or if the song is streamed on on-demand platforms such as Spotify or Apple Music, the song generates what's called a mechanical royalty. And the mechanical royalties are paid out to the songwriters and the publishers. Now, these mechanical royalties have been around for a very, very long time, starting out in the early 1900s when player pianos first became popular. The player piano is a self-playing piano that uses a paper roll with punched holes in it to simulate a pianist. When the roll is fed through the piano, the holes activate a pneumatic system that presses down the corresponding piano keys, causing the hammer to strike the strings, and then it produces a sound or notes. So the copyright law had to address this new piano player technology where a machine was mechanically playing the songwriter's work through a scroll of music. Therefore, a law was created that would require these companies to pay a royalty to the songwriters for each copy of composition made by this mechanical device, thus the word mechanical royalty. In order for a songwriter to collect their mechanical royalties, so the person that wrote or created the music would be entitled to 50%, and the person that created or wrote the words would be entitled to the other 50%. The songwriter split sheet is something that you should have filled out every single time you complete a song in the studio. Have each songwriter sign their name with the appropriate percentage next to their name. It'll eliminate any headaches in the future. Once you have the songwriters and the percentage they contributed to that song, go register that song with your performing rights organization. So now, anytime your song is performed publicly, the performing rights organization will collect that money earned from the song being played on the radio, TV show, nightclub, bar, live performance, etc. Then they'll pay out each songwriter their appropriate songwriter share based on the percentage that you provided to them. So each songwriter that was involved with creating or writing that song will collect their appropriate percentage from their very own performing rights organization. You also have digital performance royalties. Digital performance royalties are paid out anytime a song is streamed on non-interactive digital streaming platforms such as your Pandora, satellite radio, SiriusXM, iHeart, etc., and the digital cable music channels. Digital performance royalties are different than public performance royalties because they're paid out from the sound recording side of things or the master side of the copyright. The way it works is the owner of the master, which is usually the label of the artist, would get 50% of the digital performance royalties. 45% would go to the main artist. The other 5% would go to the non-featured artist, such as a backup vocalist, or sometimes it would even go to a producer of that song. These digital performance royalties are paid out to the recording artists and the owners of the masters. And in order to collect these royalties, you have to be registered with Sound Exchange. To be clear, songwriters and publishers do not get paid for digital performance royalties. Only performers get paid for digital performance royalties. You also have synchronization or sync royalties. When your song is used in a video game, TV show, movie, or commercial, both the owners of the master and owners of the composition are paid an upfront flat fee, which is referred to as a synchronization or a sync fee. Now, this is a one-time upfront fee. However, when the movie, video game, or commercial streams or is aired on TV, the songwriters do get paid their public performance royalties. and you collect these royalties just like you'd collect all of your other performance royalties with your performing rights organization such as ASCAP or BMI. You have your neighboring rights royalties. These are the royalties that are paid for the public performances of the sound recordings. This is the actual master recordings and not the songwriting. For example, when a song plays on the radio, TV, or nightclub or performed live outside of the United States, performers and master owners get paid through neighboring rights. These are royalties that are paid out for the public performance of the actual sound recordings. Remember, the master recordings, not the songwriting. For example, when a song plays on a radio, TV show, nightclub, or performed live outside of the United States, the performers on the song and the owners of the masters get paid through neighboring rights. So these neighboring rights royalties apply to the sound recording or the master side of the copyright and not the composition or publishing side of the copyright. This is the same thing as the digital performance royalty that's collected in the United States and paid out by Sound Exchange. However, outside of the United States, it's called neighboring rights royalties. In order to collect your neighboring rights royalty, you need to have a publishing administrator such as Cobalt or Songtrust that has deals in place with performing rights organizations all around the world to collect that money. Finally, print royalties. When your song sheet music is printed or sold physically or digitally, songwriters are owed a print royalty. Print royalties are often overlooked, but they can be an additional royalty or revenue stream for songwriters. You can upload your own sheet music directly to platforms like Sheet Music Plus or MusicNote.com. They allow you to set up your own price, and you get paid a percentage each time your song is downloaded or printed, which usually ranges from 10 to 20%. So now that you know the 7 different royalties that your song earns, now you have to go register to collect your money. These companies will only hold your royalties for a period of 3 years. After 3 years, they keep your royalties. So don't wait, go register today. Have a great day. They call those laws copyright laws. And unlike any product that's out there on the marketplace, a song has 2 different copyrights, and each copyright generates different royalty streams. First, you have the composition copyright, which is better known as the publishing side. Now, the composition side or the publishing side refers to the words in the music. And the people who get paid from the composition side are the songwriters that created the words in the music. Or if those songwriters have a music publisher, that publishing company would collect and pay out those royalties for those songwriters. Now, the royalties that are paid out to the songwriters are the performance royalties, the mechanical royalties, the synchronization or sync royalties, and the print royalties. Now, the other copyright in the song is called the sound recording copyright. And this is the one that everyone calls the master. Now, the people that earn money from the sound recording or the master are either the record label or the artist if the artist is independent. The royalties that are paid out to the owner of the sound recording or the master are the streaming royalties, your digital performance royalties, your synchronization or sync royalties, and your neighboring rights royalties. So
you have $250 to roll out a single. Go.
I'm gonna use $50 to buy my homie dinner and a bottle of alcohol to come film 10 pieces of content with me, all in different locations, all different parts of the song. Wherever's close by my crib, I'm making it work. Now, I am gonna have to direct these pieces of content and edit them myself, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
DaVinci Resolve is free. CapCut is free.
I'm gonna post 1 piece of content for the first 10 days of my release, and whichever post is performing the best, I'm gonna pump $100 worth of ad spend on that post.
Pump it.
But since I'm an artist and not a ads guru, I'm gonna use a company like Symphony or something that makes it super easy and simple to run ads. Cause Lord knows I can't be found in Meta Ads Manager.
You don't have the brain capacity, I would say.
I'm gonna spend half of the $150 on just general discovery and awareness ads, figuring out what type of person is watching the majority of the video, like 75 to 100% of the video. Now, once I have those people, I'm gonna retarget them in a conversion campaign, trying to get them to actually click on my song, go off platform to listen to the full thing.
Retarget.
I'm gonna spend the last $100 on micro influencers. I'm gonna research anyone who's used a song that's in my niche in one of their videos, and I'm gonna hit up hundreds of these people, right? I'm gonna pick my favorites, throw them 10, 20 bucks, whatever I can afford, and spend that last 100 there.
If your album opens with a hook, this is how you can blow it up. And what I mean by blow it up is by going from a few saves a day, not streams, but saves, to 700. First, you need to create a video that opens with the hook. Then you make a conversion campaign in Ads Manager that optimizes for click-throughs on a website. The website on your conversion event is going to be a landing page that has the pixel from your campaign on it tracking click-throughs. Visit the landing page, and these are the click-throughs. Anytime somebody clicks any of these buttons, it counts as a click. Then you want to make sure when people click through, it doesn't take them to the album link, instead takes them to this link, which is on the song. Now when people see your ad, they're going to click on it. It will take them to the landing page, and when they click through, it will immediately start playing the beginning of your album. Then you just run your conversion campaign. The ad will optimize for people who want to listen to your album. Music marketing doesn't have to suck.
How to create hype for your music without a label. Hype isn't about money, it's about sequence. Labels don't just promote artists, they engineer momentum, but you can do the same without a team, without a deal. Here's the 5-step indie hype engine. 1. Content warm-up. Start teasing the mood before the music. 2. Strategic leaks. Drop raw snippets on Reels and TikTok. Make it